Teacher Donna, and welcome to our science class. How are you today? Great, and so am I. I'm very excited because I know you will learn something interesting for our topic today. But before we begin, I want you to say, science is fun. Say it with me. Science is fun. Great job! I think you're ready for our lesson today. So come on, let's start. Our lesson for today is about the earthquake and types of waves, which can be seen in your Quarter 1, Module 2, Under the Earth and Space discussion. This lesson is designed and written with you in mind. It is here to help you master the nature of Earth and space. The scope of this module permits it to be used in many different learning situations. So, after going through this lesson, you are expected to define earthquake and differentiate body waves from surface waves. Are you ready? Let us now start exploring and discovering the wonders of the earth. As you have learned from your previous grade, earthquakes are natural geological phenomena caused by the sudden and rapid movement of large volume of rock. While faults is the violent shaking and destruction caused by earthquakes are the result of the rupture and slippage along fractures of Earth's crust. What happens when an earthquake starts? The sudden release of energy from an earthquake sends out several different shaking movements or seismic waves. In some cases, an earthquake can have foreshocks. These are smaller earthquakes that happen in the same place where the larger earthquake occurs. On the other hand, main shocks are always followed by aftershocks. These are smaller earthquakes that occur afterwards in the same place as the main shock. Depending on the size of the main shock, aftershocks can continue for weeks, months, or even years after the main shock. What I know. Before we officially start our lesson, I want you to answer first our pre-test for us to assess what you had already know and need to know in our discussion. This is a 15 items multiple test. Direction. Select the best answer from the given choices and write it in a capital letter on a separate sheet of paper. Are you now ready? Okay, let's start with number 1. What is an earthquake? Phrase 1. The shaking and trembling of the earth's crust. Phrase 2. A man-made calamity. Phrase 3. Can be measured through a thermometer. Phrase 4. Systematic waves that are created due to the sudden release of energy in the Earth's crust. Is it A, 1 and 2, B, 1 and 4, C, 2 only, or D, 2 and 3? Okay, let's have number 2. Why is Philippines prone to experience earthquakes? Is it A, it is within the Pacific Ring of Fire? Is it B, the Pacific Ocean causes daily shaking of the archipelago? Is it C, it has plenty of stored energy in the crust part? Or letter D, the Philippines is in tropical area? Okay, let's have number 3. What starting point is to be traced to locate the epicenter of an earthquake? Is it A, first P wave and the first S wave? B, second P wave and the second S wave? C, third P wave and the third S wave? Or is it letter D, fourth P wave and the fourth S wave? Now let's go to number 4. They are the scientists who study earthquakes. Is it A, seismographists? Is it B, seismologists? C, seismologist? Or is it letter D, seismologist? Number 5. In what direction do seismic waves carry the energy at the earthquakes? Is it A, away from the focus? Is it B, through the focus? Or C, from the core? Or is it letter D, away from the core? Now let's have number 6. What are the possible effects of an earthquake? Statement number 1. It may cause buildings to collapse, thus injuring and killing people. Statement number 2. It can destroy roads, railways, bridges, and communication lines by creating cracks in the ground. Statement number 3. It can lead to floods and landslides that may harm humans and other organisms. Statement number 4. It may not cause tsunamis. Is it A, 1 and 2? B, 3 and 4? C, 1, 2, and 3? Or is it letter D, 2, 3, and 4? Number 7. Which of the seismic waves travels the fastest? Is it A, instant wave? B, primary wave? C, secondary wave? Or D, surface wave? Number 8. Which earthquake waves travel through the outer core? A, P waves? B, S waves? C, P waves and S waves? Or is it letter D, primary and surface waves? Number 9. Seismology comes from the Greek word seismos, which means to A, dance, B, shake, C, skip, or D, wave. Number 10. What seismic wave travels horizontally that is transverse to the direction of the wave? A, love wave? B, P wave? C, Rayleigh wave? Or D, S wave? Number 11. What seismic wave moves in an elliptical motion that produces both vertical and horizontal motions? Is it A, love wave? B, P wave? C, Rayleigh wave? Or D, S wave? Number 12. What type of seismic wave is considered as the first signal for an earthquake to be felt? A, love wave? B, P wave? C, Rayleigh wave? Or D, S wave? Number 13. S waves are also called A, sad wave? B, secret wave? C, shear wave? Or D, shed wave? Done? Let's now go to the last 2 questions. Number 14. It is considered to be the slowest wave as it travels on the surface of the earth. Is it A, body wave? B, side wave? C, shed wave? Or letter D, surface wave? Last question. Seismic waves start at the A, epicenter? B, focus? C, seismic distance? Or letter D, seismic gap? Let us now check your answers. Number 1 is letter A. Number 2, letter A. Number 3, A. 4, B. 5, B. 6, C. 7, B. 8, A. 9, B. 10, A. 11, C. 12, B. 13, C. 14, D. 15, B. Are you done checking? Do you have a lot of correct answers? If not, that's okay. This is only a pre-test. We will still discuss it, and I know at the end of our lesson, you will get a lot of scores. Okay, so let's now formally start our lesson. In the previous lesson, you learned about the different active volcanoes which may cause earthquakes in various regions. You also learned that the earthquake is a sudden and violent shaking in the ground caused by the movements of the Earth's crust or volcanic eruption, sometimes leading to great destruction. But have you ever wondered why? What makes the Philippines susceptible to earthquakes? That is because the Philippines is within the Pacific Ring of Fire. Hence, it is expected to have more cases of earthquakes, and this may happen anytime. What's new? Now, you will now start answering your activity number 1 entitled Earthquake Word Search. Directions. Find all the hidden words related to earthquake in the grid below. The words may have been arranged in different directions. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. So this is the grid. Find the 5 hidden words which is arranged vertically, horizontally, and diagonally. It's a very easy task. Find only 5 words. Are you done? Let us check your answers. So the words are epicenter, seismology, seismos, surface waves, and body waves. Did you get it right? Very good. Let's continue with our discussion. What is it? By definition, earthquake is the shaking and trembling of the Earth's crust caused by the sudden release of energy. It occurs when rocks along a certain fault line suddenly move. The study of earthquakes and the waves they create is called seismology, from the Greek word seismos, which means to shake. It is the study of earthquakes and the waves they create. In turn, scientists who study earthquakes are called seismologists. During an earthquake, a sudden release of stored energy in the Earth's crust creates seismic waves. Sometimes they cause tsunamis and fire, which may lead to loss of life and huge damage of property, as you can see in the pictures. How will the surroundings be affected during an earthquake? As an earthquake occurs, energy moves out in all different directions from the focus. The energy that is released is carried by a vibration called seismic waves. There are 4 main types of seismic waves: P wave or primary wave, and S wave or secondary waves are both body waves, while love wave and relay wave are both surface waves. Types of body waves. Let's now start with P waves or primary waves. P waves or primary waves travel faster than other seismic waves. It is considered as the first signal from an earthquake to be felt. This may be transmitted through gases, liquids, and solids. So this is the appearance of a primary wave or P wave. Look at the arrow of the primary wave. Let's have the second type of body waves, which is the S waves or secondary waves. S waves or secondary waves are a type of elastic wave and are one of the two main types of elastic body waves. It is also called as shear waves. The distance between the beginning of the first P wave and the first S wave tells you how many seconds of the waves are apart. This number will be used to tell you how far your seismograph is from the epicenter of the earthquake. Now look at the arrow of the secondary wave and the appearance of its wave. We are now done with the two types of body waves. Now let's go to the types of surface waves. First one is the love wave. Love wave is named after Augustus Edward Hoff Love. It has a horizontal motion that is transverse to the direction of the wave, and it is traveling and considered to be the fastest surface wave and moves the ground from side to side. So look at the wave direction of the love wave. Last one is the Rayleigh wave. Rayleigh waves move in an elliptical motion, producing both vertical and horizontal motions. This moves the ground up and down and side to side in the same direction the wave is moving. It is named after Lord Rayleigh or John William Strutt. Now look at the wave direction of the Rayleigh wave. Okay, we are done with our discussion about the earthquake and types of wave. Now let's have another activity. What's more? Activity number 1. Let's infer. We have figure number 1, figure 1.2, and figure number 1.3. We have damaged building, tsunami, and fire. Based on the pictures given above, what can you infer about all of them as a whole? Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. Are you done? Let's have an answer about it. Based on the pictures above, what can you infer about all of them as a whole? Okay, correct. All of these are caused by an earthquake. Very good. You got it right. Next, we have activity number 2. Draw me. In the box below, illustrate the seismic waves and give a short explanation for each of them. So we already done discussing about the 4 types of seismic waves. Now, it's your turn to show your understanding about our discussion by illustrating the 4 types of seismic waves and by giving short explanation of each waves. You may start now. And so let's now answer to activity number 2. Illustrations. We have primary wave, which travels faster than other seismic waves. It is considered as the first signal from an earthquake to be felt. Have secondary wave as a type of elastic wave and one of the 2 main types of elastic body waves. It is also called as shear waves. Number 3, we have love wave. It has horizontal motion that is transverse to the direction the wave is traveling and is considered to be the fastest surface wave and moves the ground from side to side. And the last one, we have Rayleigh wave. It moves in elliptical motion, producing both vertical and horizontal motions. This moves the ground up and down and side to side in the same direction the wave is moving. You got it right. Very good. Okay, now let's have another activity. What I have learned. Direction. Fill in the boxes with the necessary information to complete the concept about seismic waves. I will give you 15 points if you got it right. You may start now. So the earthquake have seismic waves. And the seismic waves have two types. What are these? I know you can answer this one because we are done discussing this. Let's check. So the earthquake have seismic waves. Two types of seismic waves have body waves and surface waves. Body waves have two types also. It has P waves and S waves, while surface waves have love waves and Rayleigh waves. Great job! Got it right. Now let's have another set of activity. What I can do. As a concerned citizen, an informed individual, what can you do to help your neighbor during an earthquake? Give at least 5 steps or actions that you can do to help them. I will give 3 points each in each item that you can write or think of ways in helping your neighbor during this catastrophe. Any statement that can help your neighbor will be correct. Start with number 1. Number 2. Think of ways that can help your neighbor during an earthquake. Number 3. Number 4. Lastly, 5. What are the things that you can help your neighbor during this catastrophe, or actions that you can do to help them? Answers with this one may vary. Are you done? Try finalizing your answers right now. Okay, let's check. Number 1. You may tell them to drop to the ground. If you have that kind of statement, it's correct. You may have to take cover by getting under a sturdy table or other piece of furniture and hold on until the shaking stops. If that statement, not all of it is in your paper, it is already correct. You may also have number 2. You need to stay away from glass, windows, outside doors, and walls, and anything that could fall, such as lighting fixtures or furniture. In any order. Answers may vary and in any order. Number 3, you could also tell them that they need to be aware that the electricity may go out or the sprinkler systems or fire alarms may turn on. You could also have number 4, they should not use a doorway except if you know it is a strongly supported load-bearing doorway and it is close to you. 5, they need to stay inside until the shaking stops and it's safe to go outside. Do not exit the building during the shaking. You got it right? Very good. Now, let's have our assessment or post-test. This test will now assess if you learned something from our discussion. Are you ready? Great. Again, this is a multiple choice item and you need to select the best answer from the given choices and write it in capital letter on a separate sheet of paper. Are you now ready to answer it? Answers will also be done, or checking will be done after we are done with the 15 items test. Ready? Let's start with number 1. Why is Philippines prone to experience earthquakes? Is it A, it is within the Pacific Ring of Fire? Is it B, the Pacific Ocean causes daily shaking of the archipelago? Or is it letter C, it has plenty of stored energy in the crust part? Or letter D, the Philippines is in tropical area? Done? Let's now go to the second item. What is an earthquake? Is it statement number 1, the shaking and trembling of the earth's crust? Statement number 2, man-made calamity? Statement number 3, can be measured through a thermometer? Statement number 4, systematic waves that are created due to the sudden release of energy in the earth's crust? A, statement 1 and 2? B, statement 1 and 4? Or is it letter C, number 2 only? And letter D, statement 2 and 3? You done? Number 3. In what direction do seismic waves carry the energy of the earthquakes? A, away from the focus? B, through the focus? C, from the core? Or is it letter D, away from the core? Are you done with number 2 and number 3? Now let's go to number 4. What are the possible effects of an earthquake? Statement number 1. It may cause buildings to collapse, thus injuring and killing people. Statement number 2. It can destroy roads, railways, bridges, and communication lines by creating cracks in the ground. Statement number 3. It can lead to floods and landslides that may harm humans and other organisms. Statement number 4. May cause tsunamis. A, statement 1 and 2? B, statement 3 and 4? Or C, statement 1, 2, and 3? Or is it statement number 2, 3, and 4? And that is letter D. Number 5. What starting point is to be traced to locate the epicenter of an earthquake? Is it letter A, first P wave and first S wave? B, second P wave and second S wave? C, third P wave and third S wave? Or is it letter D, fourth P wave and fourth S wave? Number 6. They are the scientists who study earthquakes. A, seismographist. B, seismologist. C, seismologist. Or letter D, seismologist. You're done? Now let's have number 7. What seismic wave travels horizontally that is transverse to the direction of the wave? A, love wave. B, P wave. C, Rayleigh wave. Or D, S wave? Number 8. Which earthquake waves travel through the outer core? Is it A, P waves? B, S waves? C, P waves and S waves? Or letter D, primary and surface waves? Number 9. Seismology comes from the Greek word seismos, which means to blank. A. Tense. B. Shake. C. Skip. Or D. Wave. You're done with number 7, 8, and 9. Now let's go to number 10. Which of the seismic waves travels the fastest? A. Instant wave. B. Primary wave. C. Secondary wave. Or D. Surface wave. Number 11. What seismic wave moves in an elliptical motion, thus producing both vertical and horizontal motions? A. Love wave. B. P wave. C. Rayleigh wave. And D. S wave. Number 12. Seismic waves start at the blank. A. Epicenter. B. Focus. C. Seismic distance. Or D. Seismic gap. Number 13. S waves are also called blank. A. Sad wave. B. Secret wave. C. Shear wave. Or D. Shed wave. You're done? Now let's have number 14. It is considered to be the slowest wave as it travels on the surface of the earth. A. Body wave. B. Sad wave. C. Shed wave. Or D. Surface wave. Done? Now let's have the last number. Number 15. What type of seismic wave is considered as the first signal for an earthquake to be felt? Is it A. Love wave. B. P wave. C. Rayleigh wave. Or D. S wave. Are you done? Additional activity. Make a list of at least 5 materials or equipment that everyone must prepare before an earthquake occurs. Think of 5 materials or things that a person should have before an earthquake occurs. Start answering now. Have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. With this one, answers may vary also. Are you done listing? Let's check your answer. You may write first aid kit. You may also have written food, that's correct. Drinkable water, correct. Battery-powered radio, or a flashlight with extra batteries at home. You may also have another answers that you think is right. Done? Check now your answers. So, we're done. Thank you so much, students, for listening and learning from our discussion about earthquake and types of waves. We teachers appreciate that effort from you. I hope to hear from you again next time. Bye and happy learning!
Minaw kamo sa radyo Edo Kalidad, pagtulunan sa kahanginan, alang sa kalambuan sa mga kabataan, alina kamong tanan. Atong palambuon ang atong abilidad, suportahan nato ang Adobe do Kalidad sa Division of Lanao del Norte, Division of Lanao
everyone, welcome to LDN audio lesson. I am teacher Sandilyn Y. Filipino of Patudan Elementary School. You can call me Teacher Sandy. I am your English 6 teacher for this session. Our lesson for today is about tone, mood, and purpose of the author. At the end of this session, you are expected to, first, define tone, mood, and purpose of the author. Second, determine the tone, mood, and purpose of the author. Third, appreciate the use of tone, mood, and purpose of the author in writing poems. Before we start our discussion, let us first answer the questions on what I know on page 1 of the Module 2, Lesson 1. I repeat. Before we start our discussion, let us first answer the questions on what I know on page 1 of the Module 2, Lesson 1. Let us recall the mood of the following utterances. Let us recall the mood of the following utterances. Number 1. It's cold here. Don't leave me alone, please, pleaded the little girl. Again, it's cold here. Don't leave me alone, please, pleaded the little girl. Number 2. Flowers, flowers everywhere. This is Eden, cried the young lady. Number 2. Flowers, flowers everywhere. This is Eden, cried the young lady. Number 3. Won't you wait a few minutes, sir? I'll call my father. Again, won't you wait a few minutes, sir? I'll call my father. Number 4. That was the biggest mistake I made in my life. Now everything is different. Again, that was the biggest mistake I made in my life. Now everything is different. Number 5. Get to life-saving station, please. Again. Get to life-saving station, please. Number 6. Happy Mother's Day, greeted the little child. Happy Mother's Day, greeted the little child. Number 7. Who won the race? Asked the woman. Number 7. Who won the race? Asked the woman. Number 8. I'm sorry, I will not do it again, uttered the boy. Number 8. I'm sorry, I will not do it again, uttered the boy. Number 9. You betray me, I don't want to see you anymore. Number 9. You betray me, I don't want to see you anymore. Last number, number 10. I can't wait to see the result of the entrance exam. I can't wait to see the result of the entrance exam. That's all, kids. Are you done? Very good. Let us first review the lesson that we have learned from the previous lesson. You have learned that sound devices are used by the poets to convey and reinforce the meaning or experience of poetry. Can you still recall what those sound devices are? Can you still recall what those sound devices are? Or tell me what those sound devices are. Yes, we have onomatopoeia, onomatopoeia, alliteration, assonance, and consonants. Great! Good job, kids! Today, you will learn how to determine the tone, mood, and purpose of the author. Are you ready to learn again? I have here a story. Do you want to hear it? Okay, listen carefully because after this, I am going to ask you some questions about the story. The story is entitled The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. Again, The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. One day after a big meal, a great lion fell asleep at the door of his cave. As he was dreaming of all kinds of good things, he felt a tug at his mane and drowsily lifting up a paw, caught a little mouse. Grrr, growled the lion. What are you doing in my mane? I'll eat you up. Oh please, your majesty, squeaked the mouse. Please spare me. I had no idea you were a lion. I thought you were a haystack and I was looking for some nice hay for my nest. If you forgive me and let me go, I'll repay you someday. One good turn deserves another. Some days later, a party of hunters was looking for lions to put into the zoo. They saw his huge tracks, caught him, and threw a big net over him while they hurried off to bring back a cage. The lion roared in anger and the jungle shook with his growls. The little mouse heard it and said, I knew that voice. And off he pattered at full speed in the direction of the roars. He found the lion tugging at the ropes of the net and making as much noise as a thunderstorm. Shh, said the mouse. Keep still and I'll take care of those ropes. The little mouse gnawed away at the ropes and the lion was able to escape just as the hunters were returning with the cage. I told you I would repay you someday, smiled the mouse in triumph. Even a mouse can help a lion. Do you love it? Have you enjoyed the story? Good! This time, I'm going to ask you some questions to check if you really listen and truly understand the story. Answer the following questions based on the story The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. Number 1. What did the lion do one day after a big meal? I repeat. What did the lion do one day after a big meal? Number 2. What did the lion want to do with the mouse? Again, what did the lion want to do with the mouse? And number 3. What did the mouse promise to the lion? I repeat, what did the mouse promise to the lion? Number 4. Did the lion think the mouse will fulfill his promise to him? Again, did the lion think the mouse will fulfill his promise to him? Number 5. What happened to the lion some days later? Again, what happened to the lion some days later? Number 6. How did the mouse help the lion? How did the mouse help the lion? Number 7. What lesson can be derived from the story? What lesson can be derived from the story? Number 8. What do you think is the tone of the story? The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. What do you think is the tone of the story? The Lion and the Mouse by Aesop. Number 9. What do you think is the mood conveyed in the story? Again, what do you think is the mood conveyed in the story? Last number 10. What do you think is the writer's purpose for writing this story? What do you think is the writer's purpose for writing this story? Are you done, children? Now, tone in writing composition is an attitude of a writer towards a subject or an audience. Tone is generally conveyed through the choice of words or the viewpoint of a writer on a particular subject. I repeat, tone in writing composition is an attitude of a writer towards a subject or an audience. Tone is generally conveyed through the choice of words or the viewpoints of a writer on a particular subject. The tone can be formal, informal, serious, comic, sarcastic, sad, and cheerful, or it may be any other existing attitudes. Let's come to mood. Mood is literary element that evokes certain feelings or vibes in readers through words and descriptions. Let me repeat. Mood is a literary element that evokes certain feelings or vibes in readers through words and descriptions. What are some examples for this? Some examples of mood are cheerful, romantic, calm, angry, hopeful, fearful, tense, and lonely. What is an author's purpose, by the way? It is the reason an author decides to write about a specific topic. Then, once a topic is selected, the author must decide whether his purpose for writing is to inform, persuade, entertain, or explain his ideas to the reader. Again, author's purpose. It is the reason an author decides to write about a specific topic. Then once a topic is selected, the author must decide whether his purpose for writing is to inform, persuade, entertain, or explain his ideas to the reader. After you have learned the definition of tone, mood, and purpose of the author, let's try if you could determine the tone and mode used in the statement. Read each item carefully, then identify the tone and general mood expressed by the speaker. Again, read each item carefully, identify the tone and general mood expressed by the speaker. You have 5 items there, and you were given also 4 choices in each item. Good luck, kids. Take your time. Excellent. Now, you had learned that tone refers to the author's attitude towards the subject or the character, while mood refers to the feeling you get while reading the story. And an author's purpose is the reason an author decides to write about a specific topic. This time, let's see if you could identify the general mood expressed in the following poems. Game? Okay. Read the poems carefully and find out the general mood expressed. You have there 5 poems, and each poem there are 4 choices. So good luck, kids. Perfect. Now let's see if you can really determine the mood expressed by the following characters. Identify the mood expressed by the character. Write a letter of the correct answer. You were also given 5 items there, and there are also 4 choices. Good luck, take your time. Amazing! For you to completely develop your skill in determining the mood, let us answer the following additional activity. Directions. Infer the mood of the person who said each sentence. Again, directions. Infer the mood of the person who said each sentence. There are also 5 items there with the choices. Good luck, children! Good job! This ends our session. Hope you have learned a lot. See you again for another thrilling journey of learning. I'm Teacher Sandy. See you again later, kids. Bye-bye. God bless us all.
Good day, everyone. I'm Teacher Marife, your teacher in English 1. Are you now ready to listen our lesson this morning? Very good. Today, we are going to learn the letter sounds of letter M, S, A, I, O, and B. Do you know what letter is this? Very good. This is letter M. Big letter M and small letter M. The sound of this letter is M. Together we say the sound of letter M. M. This time it's your time to say the letter sound of letter M. That's great! These are some examples of words that starts with letter M. As in mat. As in man. As in medal. We will do it together. Are you ready? Okay. As in mat. As in man. As in medal. I have here another letter. What letter is this? Very good. This is letter S. Big letter S and small letter S. The sound of the letter S is S. Together we say the sound of letter S. S. This time it's your time to say the letter sound of letter S. Excellent! These are some examples of words that starts with letter S. S as in snake. S as in sun. S as in skirt. Can you do it with me? Okay. S as in snake. S as in sun. S as in skirt. Do you know what letter is this? Excellent! This is letter A. Big letter A and small letter A. The sound of letter A is A. Together we say the sound of letter A, A. This time it's your time to say the letter sound of letter A. A, A, A. Very good! Here are some examples of words that starts with letter A. A as in apple. A as in avocado. A as in arm. Together we say A as in apple. A as in avocado. A as in arm. I have here another letter. What letter is this? Very good. This is letter I. Big letter I and small letter I. The sound of this letter is E. Together, we say the sound of letter I, E. This time, it's your time to say the letter sound of letter I. E, E, E. Excellent! These are some examples of words that starts with letter I. E as in ink. E as in igloo. E as in insects. Together we say the sounds E as in ink. E as in igloo. E as in insects. I have here another letter. Do you know what letter is this? That's great! This is letter O. Big letter O and small letter O. The sound of this letter is O. Together we say the sound O. This time it's your time to say the letter sound of letter O. O, O, O. Here are some examples of words that starts with letter O. O as in orange. O as in okra. O as in ostrich. Together we say the sound O as in orange. O as in okra. O as in ostrich. I have here another letter. Do you know what letter is this? Excellent! This is letter B. Big letter B and small letter B. The sound of this letter is B. Together we say the sound B. And this time it's your time to say the letter sound of letter B. Here are some examples of words that starts with letter B. P as in bag. P as in basket. P as in bed. Together we say the sound B as in bag. P as in basket. P as in bed. Together we say the sound of the following letters. Letter M as in mm. Letter S as in S. Letter A as in A. Letter I as in I. Letter O as in O. And letter B as in. Remember, reading is important because if you can read, you can learn anything. Thank you for watching. Bye! See you next time!